Alright, here we go. My turn in the F-14. This is a little bit of a different style video than I know a lot of you guys are used to, so just bear with me, I'm trying it out. We'll see how it actually goes. The MiG-29, I assume he's going to be climbing to throw some space 27 ERs at me. Because a lot of people don't know this, but the R27ER pretty much has the same range, the same effective range as the AIM-54. So if he gets up to high altitude and can loft that thing up in the air, it's going to be pretty dangerous from very far away. So my idea here is that I'm just going to keep launching Phoenixes at him the entire time, and hopefully I'll be able to push in on him with the AIM-7s to clean him up. If not, then maybe we'll just get into a dogfight and see how it goes. I do want to emphasize that this video is mostly just for entertainment. If I was really try-harding and we were putting both planes to the absolute test, then we probably wouldn't even be climbing. But BVR is fun, as I see him on radar here. Let's switch to TWS, see if we can get some of these Phoenixes off. But, what was I saying? Yeah, if we were both try-harding, we wouldn't climb at all. But I'm just going to go ahead and shoot one from far away here. I've climbed for the Phoenixes only. They perform better at high altitude, and you want to be going supersonic when you shoot them. It definitely helps give your missile some extra range. So just fire 2 off. I brought 4. So I'm just going to let those get over there. Hopefully get him defensive. I assume he's probably shot an R27 at me because it's Lee and he likes doing that. So I'm not worried about it right now. I'm just going to keep flying, try to guide these in. They're not really cooperating. I want to try to guide them with the radar until they're with close enough range to go active on their own, just to make sure that they actually have a decent chance. And I'll crank a little bit here, but like I said, he's so far away, I think I can bleed. I have plenty of time to bleed the missile. So I'm just gonna wait a second and maybe recommit here once I think I've done enough. The R27ER does have a lot of range, but it takes a pretty good while to actually get that far, and really those 60-kilometer shots are relatively simple to evade. That is, of course, if you've guessed at the right time of when it was actually launched. Alright, that's not good. Took a crit there, but want to get one back at him, so I'm going to try to launch another missile here. I'm just going to get rid of Phoenix because I assume we're pretty close at this point, so if he shoots any more at me, I'm going to go full defensive, and that means I pretty much am assuming that we're going to end up in a dogfight, and that's not going to go well for me, but it's really not going to go well for me if I have a Phoenix on my plane, and I'd rather just shoot it instead of jettison it, you know, maybe it'll help him be defensive, or at the very least lighten my plane. I'm sure any second now. Yep, there it goes. I kind of figured that would get notched when he started pulling like that, but we're really close, so if I can get just one more Sparrow off before... nope, never mind. That's the thing, if he gets his R27 like that, I'm just forced to go defensive, because there's absolutely no chance my Sparrow ever gets to him before his R27 gets to me. But we've managed to turn cold and successfully evade that, so if I can just get nose on really quick here and pop one off, not quite. He's already shot both R27s, so every missile he shoots from now on is going to be an R60, but I'm pretty much screwed if we get into a merge like this. I kind of knew I would be, but may as well try. I don't think he's going to die to any of these Sparrows. My engines are not helping me right now. Oh god. Oh, no, this isn't good. No, yeah, he won. Nothing I can do about that. You think maybe he'll spare me? Let me live just a couple seconds longer? Maybe I can get him here with the... Alright, let's try this again. I did learn a couple of things from the last game. One, if we're going to be climbing to fight like this, I need to evade a little bit more aggressively when I suspect the 27ER is coming. And two, I did not need 4 Phoenixes. I think 2 will be plenty here. So I'm just going to push up, launch these from far away again. Pretty much the same idea I'm going for here. And hopefully it pushes him defensive. He probably... I haven't noticed the RWR. Maybe it went off a second ago, but I haven't noticed that I've been locked, so I don't think he's fired a 27ER at me yet. But we are getting a little bit close. 40 kilometers is plenty for his 27ER, so I'm just going to crank a little bit anyways. And just in case he has launched one, it'll help me out in the long run. And I can evade a little bit more aggressively if he relocks me. And that way I know for sure he's got a 27ER after me. Which actually, there it is right there. You can see the smoke trail off in the distance, so I know for sure he's fired one at me. Maybe it's in TWS. It's gotta be. I don't know why it wouldn't be locking me right now. So it's just inertially guiding right now. So if I just kind of change my flight path, it should be pretty much nowhere close to me by the time he actually goes for the relock when it goes in for the final approach on the kill. Since I did only take 2 Phoenixes and fired them both, may as well just stay on the deck because all I got is these Sparrows. And he has at least one more 27ER, I think. Well, he should have one more. Maybe he doesn't have any, but I think he definitely has one more, and I'm not playing with that. So I'm just going to stay here on the deck in case he shoots at me. My Sparrow's never going to get to him before his ER gets to me. So I'm just going to stay low, see if I can get a lock here. At this point, it's more of just a matter of when he's going to shoot his missile, because he's already got one in the air, so... I can't really hold that lock. I've pretty much got to go full defensive, so I'm going to dive low and basically turn cold. It's pretty much the most reliable way to actually avoid dying to a SAR. If you're not just hugging the ground the whole time, you kind of have to just turn around. I really just don't like messing with the ER. If he's got one in the air, I'm going to do pretty much everything possible I can now, since I learned my lesson last time. And now I know he's out of radar missiles, so I'm going to push in nose on again, and he's going to have to fully defend against my M7s, which, you know, he can easily evade. Well, I'm sure he's going to, but as long as I keep them coming and keep spamming them at him, I should get an advantage going into the dogfight as far as like a positional advantage. So he's definitely trying his best to notch. We're getting really close. I'm not going to be able to shoot another one at this point. Sidewinders and guns, that's pretty much it. It also really helps to go into these slower, so I'm going to cut my throttle and, you know, pop the air brakes so that I can kind of stay behind him. A lot of top tier dogfights are really just about who enters the merge slower. Since all of the planes have so much engine power, you can get it back so easily. And yeah, I'm already sitting right behind him. With these, the F-14's got amazing landing flaps, so I can kind of just float behind him and pull inside him the entire time. Yeah, I don't know why I even shot there. I could use the radar lead indicator, but I don't really like it up close. It helps for like those 0.8 kilometer shots. Or 0.6, something like that. But when I'm this close and I'm pulling high deflection shots, I'm just going to do it on my own. Although, as we just saw, sometimes it doesn't really work out. But yeah, as long as we stay slow like this, I think I can just keep my landing flaps down and float behind him the whole time. There we go. We got a nice crit there. I almost looked right into his cockpit. I don't know how he didn't die. This one will do him. There we go. So... the F-14B can at least hold its own, that's for sure. It's definitely better than the A. Maybe not quite F-16 or MiG-29 levels, but it can at least put up a... I already feel a lot more at home in the MiG-29. I've got a lot more games in the 29. I like it better. Obviously, I like it better. It's just a metamobile, right? But I feel a lot more confident in this plane. I don't feel like I have to fumble with my radar controls all the time. Speaking of radar, I kind of assume he's going to be in TWS, so that's why I've chosen to climb at like a 90-degree angle. So in theory, I don't know how well this is going to work out, but I should have been notching him kind of while I climbed, so he doesn't know exactly where I am yet, and judging by the RWR, I can see where he is. So I've pretty much already got my nose on him, and he's probably still scanning for me. If I had to guess, it looks like his nose isn't quite on me, so maybe that's an indicator. But yeah, the 27ER definitely gives me the advantage here. The 54s are long range, sure, but they're not exactly threatening. So as long as I can get an ER, or, you know, just get my ERs off, I can keep him defensive the entire time easily. And that should give me a big advantage going into the dogfight if we get that far and need a dogfight. Let's go ahead and fire one off. I'm going to shoot it, immediately turn off my radar, and just let INS do the rest until... I think my notching strategy kind of worked because he's still... I don't see anything being fired at me, so I don't even know if he knows exactly where I am right now. He probably has at least seen my trails at least, so I don't know, maybe he just doesn't have any Phoenixes on. There's really no way he can't know where I am. I've got big missile trails, he sees my R-27 coming, he's got RWR now. I don't think that's going to hit because he's already diving down into thinner air, or thicker air, excuse me, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a second one here, and we are starting to push a little bit closer, but definitely not outside of the 27 ER's range. If it does if it does go into a dogfight, people little chat there, he accidentally, maybe accidentally, I don't know, maybe he thought the AI was me, but he killed an AI. It said Fox 3, that's funny. If it does push into a dogfight, the MiG-29 definitely has more advantages, but the F-14 is still close enough that it definitely can win too. It's just kind of a matter of the pilot's skill level, who knows what plane better, stuff. Oh, there he goes. Look at that. Wow, that was a 30-something kilometer 27 ER kill. He was low to the ground too. I don't know how I got that, but... Run a bit of a smaller map now. This one definitely favors the MiG-29 because the runways are so close together. So I'm honestly not even going to climb up that high. I'm probably already within 27 ER range right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to lock him up and see if I can send a missile at him immediately. As we look at that, already 24 kilometers away. That's definitely within the kill range of the ER. And once again, I don't see a missile being fired at me. So I don't know if he knows I'm here. There's no way he doesn't though with our trails. Yep, there's a missile actually. I can't tell. Is he like only carrying Sparrows or something? I don't know why he's waiting so long to shoot if he'd had Phoenixes. And judging by the way those are flying, I'd say those are Phoenixes. So I don't know why he waited so long, but I should just be able to kind of outpull it here as we go down and then pull back in, and the Phoenix just can't really track. No, that wasn't your Discord. Somebody just left. I'm just deafened right now sitting in there. So don't freak out. Got another missile off on him here, very close range, so I figured may as well just get it off, because if we get into a merge, the 27 ER isn't going to help me, and all he's notching, but it doesn't matter. The fact that I already anticipated, people are going to say that the last map was definitely favored in the MiG-29. What? The last map was favored toward the MiG-29 because of how small it was. So we're doing one more here on one of the new maps with terrain and everything, a lot of range. So we're going to pretty much be doing the same fight, but hopefully this map gives the F-14 a little bit more room to try to employ the Phoenixes and not be immediately getting choked by a 27ER. But I've already launched mine. It's lofting up very high. The cool thing about this map is we start at like 2,000 meters altitude, so climbing up to thin air is very, very easy and very quick. We watch it kind of glide in here. This is called tracking camera, I think, for bomb and torpedo, but it also works on missiles if you guys want to set that control and be able to watch your missiles glide through the air. It's kind of cheating too, because I can see if he launches something. It's probably not going to hit though. Looks like he's bleeding it pretty effectively, so let's go ahead and shoot another one. And I'm out of VRs, so if I don't get anything with these, there's no point in me staying up here. I may as well just kind of dive down. And I can't relock him, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to risk it at this point. Probably could stick around and try to relock, but it's just not worth the risk, in my opinion. Actually, nah, yeah, I don't even see missiles in the air, so I definitely could have stuck around and relocked that 27ER, so. Oh well, we've already committed to this. There's no saving that missile anymore, so I just gotta have to live with it. And I'm gonna dive down, hopefully gonna be able to use, I know he's got plenty of sparrows to shoot at me, right? So I'm gonna dive down toward these mountains here. I'm sure he sees exactly where I'm going, and I'm sure he's probably got me locked right now. I just have a blind spot. There it is. You can occasionally see the RWR pop up. Might have a harder time locking me in these mountains though, so that's the goal. I'm going to hopefully dodge some of these incoming missiles. Here's one already, using the terrain, and then I'm going to be able to push in up close and use my HMDR60s as well as my gun. I really do want to get an HMDR60 kill. I think that'd be fun in a dogfight. Definitely close enough now I can dodge any of the sparrows he shoots at me. We're too close range, so that's going to be an easy flare, aim 9L, and then we're in an actual dogfight. I think I have the advantage here. I'm going to pull up. I've gotten a lighter fuel load. I was on full tank before for some of these matches, so I've switched it down to 20 minutes because there's just no need in taking that much fuel, and I'm sure he's not using a full tank either, so I think I definitely have an advantage, and it's probably a lot more even. Just get he's been forced to dive down, so I pretty much get to be right on top of him and pick this fight however I want it to go. May as well shoot an R60 because we're definitely getting into a dogfight here. Any little bit of drag I can get rid of, it's going to help me. Not a big deal ultimately, but hey, why not? See if I can get a nice little HMT shot here. I really want to get him with an R60 up close. That'd be fun. No. Guns? Guns? Yeah, I was nowhere close. I don't even know why I shot him there. But I think I can pretty much just float behind him. I had a huge positional advantage going into it within the first couple of turns. And if I can just pull enough, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to shoot him. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing he could do once I was already that far behind him going into it. He'd have to really, really pull something. But come on. There we go. So MiG-29, still probably, I think, the best plane. The F-14 is pause. I'm going to actually wrap it up here in post. As I was saying, I think the MiG-29 is still the most meta vehicle, at least for, you know, a single vehicle. I do think there is definitely the argument to be made that the F-14 has more endurance and could overall have a greater impact on a game, like a normal ARB match. But I disagree with that because I think that the odds of you being able to actually utilize all 6 of those sparrows and, you know, fire them off and spend the time to guide one sparrow at one target, I just don't think that's very realistic. I think usually, most of the time, your team's already going to be dead, or the other team's pretty much already going to be dead. Mostly, you know, only a couple players left on each side, or on either side, I should say, before you actually get down to your final 2 sparrows. I just think that it takes too much time to actually use all of those weapons in a way that's going to have a drastic impact or outcome of the game. And so for that reason, me personally, I would still honestly rather have just 2 27ERs and 4 HMD R60s. I think that's plenty, and I still think that the 27ER is leagues above everything else, that it's just worth having, even though you only get 2 of them. And I think that as long as you've got some competent teammates, maybe some competent teammates with their own 27ERs, I think that is definitely the team that is better off in the end. Flight performance wise, I think the MiG-29 just wins. Sure, there's definitely ways the F-14 can win. I think there's more ways, though, that the MiG-29 can win, and I think there's also just more ways that help it throughout the match and be more effective, you know, outside of just the dogfight side of things. So, still fantastic plane. You should grind for it. Definitely the second best, if not the best. Like I said, I'm not going to disagree with you there. So, all in all, a good time and a good addition. Hope you guys enjoyed this new style of video, and I will see you later.